Video circulating online shows the shocking view from inside a semi as a minivan slams into the trailer and wedges underneath. Troopers say that driver, 28-year-old Harjinder Singh, had just made an illegal U-turn.
Hello, Freedman family and our riders. Now, I came across this story and it's a tragic one, but I also wanted to report on it because FBA are told to work harder or pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, when it comes to us getting something, But others can come here and things seem to get done for them or they get help much easier, Not cool. Not cool at all. I'm also sharing it because many of these other groups always come and try to pull a moral rank over freedmen. But they're either fleeing from degeneracy or a part of it. And that's the truth, whether you want to see it or not. Okay? They got all kind of scams and criminal behavior going on, but people always tend to blame us, Oh, you're 13% of the population, and this is what it is. So I'm going to call out their stuff all the time as much as I can. Now, if you have not heard of this story, you will now. At the beginning of the month, an undocumented illegal unalived 3 people in a semi-truck after he attempted an illegal U-turn in a median turnaround on Florida's Interstate now. As the trailer blocked the northbound lanes, an oncoming minivan collided with it, killing all 3 people. Lord have mercy. The truck driver was unharmed, but catch this tea. After being taken into custody, he failed an English proficiency test. Out of 12 questions, he only got 2 right. And a road sign indication test, he failed as well. Out of 4 questions, he only got 1 right. So it makes you wonder what tests he passed and what training did he actually receive, because something ain't right. Anyways, I'm not going to hold you. Let's take a peek at this video and we will talk, families. Truck drivers and my tradesmen, get ready to chime in. I need y'all up in here.
Video circulating online shows the shocking view from inside a semi as a minivan slams into the trailer and wedges underneath. Troopers say that driver, 28-year-old Harjinder Singh, had just made an illegal U-turn cutting across the Florida Turnpike in Fort Pierce last Tuesday. The move left his big rig blocking all northbound lanes. The minivan had no time to brake. All 3 people inside from Broward and Miami-Dade counties were killed. Singh is now charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide. He's being held in the St. Lucie County Jail with an ICE detainer, meaning he'll be deported after his criminal case. Federal records show Singh entered the U.S. illegally through the southern border in 2018. Records also show he got his commercial license in California. Under a law called AB 60, passed in 2013, undocumented immigrants can apply for driver's license, even commercial ones. The state argues it's safer to have everyone licensed, tested, and insured. Florida's highway safety director called Singh's actions, quote, shocking and criminal. And longtime trucker Grant Maxey says industry standards need a closer look.
It's been a big problem in the last 5 to 8 years with it. It really is. There's a lot more people that are holding CDLs that cannot speak or read English.
The Department of Homeland Security told CBS 12 News it filed the detainer to keep Singh in custody, blaming California's leadership and licensing policy for putting him behind the wheel in the first place.
Yes, you heard that right. An undocumented Indian came to the U.S. in 2018 illegally and was given a CDL license through California, Sanctuary, California. The California where Gavin Newsom played about reparations. The same one who does everything he can to help illegals, but nothing for FBA, but expect FBA to vote for him. The same California that finds rent money, legal funds, business help, and more for illegals, but the homeless population is through the roof. Yeah, that California, that one. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we understood that. But again, this gentleman was given a CDL. Correct me if I'm right or wrong, but I don't know any FBA men or women who ever got away with something like this. Getting a CDL this easily and you failing the test, making the roads unsafe even more. We already got enough to worry about. Now, this truck crashed in Florida, even though his license was given to him in California. Okay, so this is not just one reckless driver. This is someone who entered the country illegally years ago and who pretty much failed basic safety and English tests. Simple. Then, after unaliving 3 people, he was able to flee across the country before finally being extradited back to Florida, something a freedman would never, ever get away with. This is a system problem because it should have been checked and never allowed. If others have to study and work their behind off to pass these tests for their license, he should have been made to do the same thing, And this story hits close to home because not only was my daddy a truck driver, but I know plenty of freedmen, tradesmen, men and women who chose this career. And they didn't just get a free pass. But remember, we must work harder. We got to kill ourselves damn near, And look, somebody clearly handed this man a CDL. Clearly. Any little thing that's for FBA strictly is a problem. But he was able to get on the road with no problem. And they also need to check the truck company, the instructor who gave him his license, and test in California. And they need to get rid of all this sanctuary city nonsense. There's no sanctuary for FBA freedmen. None. Now, California does allow the undocumented to obtain driver's license, but that doesn't extend to CDLs. So that right there tells you something is wrong. How did he get his CDL? Okay, they need to figure that out. He really don't need no type of license if you want to get honest. He cannot read or speak English. One life is too many, and this could have been prevented. Y'all, I've seen a number of accidents on the road lately, and I think it's because a lot of them. If you can't speak or read English, you should not be on the road altogether. It's dangerous. You can't read the signs. You don't know the signals or anything else. I'm confused. This guy literally tried to do a U-turn on the interstate versus going up to the next exit. But at the same time, I would know that because I can read the signs and I've studied for my license and everything else. If you don't know that and you don't know the laws or read the signs or never been tested, he's not going to know. So yeah, a lot of people need to pay for this. A lot of people. This is why I say I don't like everything about Trump, and he definitely got some racist tendencies. I'm never going to back down from that. I give both parties the smoke, honey. I'm a fan of Malcolm X. He told us over 60 years ago what time it was with both parties. But I agree with him when it comes to these undocumented people. I don't care who like it. You want to label me as MAGA because I say I like what he's doing with immigration? Perfectly fine. You're just going to deal with that, okay? But we got 3 people gone because someone was given their license when FBA freedmen got to work twice as hard. Yes, I'm going to call it out. Because if it was one of our men or women, Lord, could you imagine the headlines? And again, I also know many truck drivers who work hard, not only to build their business, but their trust of a company on the road. People work hard to obtain those CDLs. I don't have one, but I can remember a cousin of mine who's now in business for himself. I can remember him studying for that. You have to work hard. Nobody gave him anything. I can remember him being stressed out about it. You can't expect the most from your own people or people like us who built the country, then turn around and give the undocumented the easy way out. And this is the result. And the truth is, this is one of the many reasons that Trump is in office. Trump is not as likable as what it seems, at least not to me. That's just my opinion. But I know truth when I see it. I'm not going to lie and deny the truth. The arrogance and the Democrats, too busy trying to make excuses and help people who are non-citizens is what lost them the election. Also, Kamala wasn't likable. It's a number of reasons, but this is one of the many reasons why. Taking care of illegals, sheltering them, making life and things easy for them over here while the actual citizens are struggling. You can't treat undocumented people better than your citizens. They act like they don't understand this. So until you don't understand how you're coming off, your party will be in shambles, which it is. It's all over the place now. And if you can't see that, something wrong. Trump is doing, pretty much something about a lot of them coming here and getting benefits that many people don't have or can't get. It's diabolical to provide shelter for people who just came across the border. But you have millions of people homeless here, many of them FBA freedmen. It's just not fair. Freedmen really shouldn't have to worry about anything. If, our ancestors built the nation, we shouldn't have nothing to worry about, but we do. And the people we vote for 80 to 90% of the time ain't doing a damn thing for us. But you laid the red carpet out for them. These people have gotten help with rent, housing, food, health insurance, being provided jobs. And unfortunately, CDLs and without the proper training, and situations like this happen. Americans see this. They see it. A lot of freedmen are starting to see that, hey, we've been voting for y'all for decades and y'all ain't doing nothing. Undocumented people are getting more than us, but we're expected to vote for people who are doing nothing for us. Now, yeah, you have some people that always vote Democrat. That's never going to change. But a lot of people are waking up to the Democrat, party. And that's why they're in shambles. They don't want to admit it. Also, the new black media is informing people they ain't playing. And I'm not saying that Republicans aren't racist, but at least with them, I'd rather, honestly, an honest enemy than a fake friend. I know where they stand, and they never promised us anything. And we don't vote for them 80 to 90% of the time. I mean, more black people are voting for them because they're tired of the Democrats. They may want to teach the Democrats a lesson, just various different reasons. That's their personal choice. But both of them are the same. But the beauty of our ancestors were they got what they needed. They never trusted a lot of these people. They understood all of them were the same. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, even if you're Democrat or Republican or independent like myself, it doesn't matter. There's no way this man could have passed a CDL if he could barely speak English or read it. There's no way. I mean, so much grace is shown for him because he was illegal. And get this to y'all. He actually had a criminal record. That's why I say he's given a lot of grace. A lot of leeway that many freedmen, men and women would never be able to get. And the thing that really got me is when I looked at the video, this man had no emotion at all. That's the scary part. Now, an accident itself is nerve-wracking. Lord knows I got anxiety already. I'm going to just keep it real. And I hope to God and the ancestors that I never cause this type of accident where people lose their life. Now, again, I'm all for self-defense, but this is something totally different. This makes me completely nervous for my people who on that road, I know plenty of truck drivers and tradesmen on this road. Be safe out there, our truck drivers and our freedmen. Now, you had to worry about sundown towns and keeping yourself safe on the road, but also this right here. This is a lot. Now, y'all, my truck drivers and my tradesmen and people who travel, I'm not on the road as much. Y'all are experts in this field, okay? So my question is pretty much, have y'all noticed an increase in accidents? I have in my area, but y'all would know more than me. So let me know. Do you see more accidents or not? Now, this man has, of course, been jailed. His bail was denied after they had to go to California and get him. He fled. So they went and got him and brought him back to Florida, which is where the accident happened. In response to this, the U.S. government, along with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, they issued an immediate pause on issuing work visas for CDLs. That should have been done. Okay, that should have been done. And this is a decision made after growing concern of safety, enforcement of English proficiency and licensing standards and protections for American workers. This should have been done. Truck drivers and our tradesmen, tune into this. Shouldn't this have been done? It wasn't you forced to learn safety measures, pass tests, learn protections for yourself and other people. But look who slid through the cracks as usual. So I'm not about to give Ron DeSantis a pass or a pat on the back because he sent people down there to go get this man. No, California may be a sanctuary area that I don't really care for, but Florida is no better. DeSantis has been speaking on this a lot. But if you recall, about a month and a half ago, I did a story on his state also having issues with CDLs. They had a whole scheme going on in Panama City, Florida. I'm sure it was more cities. Also, if he really cared about all Floridians, he would have done something about the places where we did pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. In places like Overtown, that's a black business district over there in Miami, Rosewood, the things that FBA actually did do to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. We weren't given a thing in these areas, and these weren't the only areas that were destroyed. Now, Rosewood, of course, were given reparations, but in my opinion, not enough. Democrats or Republicans are not our friends. That said, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the commentary portion of this video. But before I go, tell me in the comments, do you really think that there are more accidents because of people who can't read the signs or who are not taking the proper precautions, or they just getting a pass? Let me know in the comments. And remember, guys, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. We can all disagree, but it's all in how we say things to each other. Okay, so be sure to like and subscribe, to help this video out in the algorithm and get the information out. Subscribe to the Emancipation Media channel as well as the African Diaspora News Channel app. Okay, the New Black Media has done an amazing job with keeping our people informed and, believe it or not, affected some of those democratic views that many of us have had. Okay, they've been bringing us the truth. Can't knock them for that. Okay, so we got to support our own out here. So please hit the like button and definitely subscribe to the app. As well as my website, www.moorthreads.co. We have been working really hard on the merch, okay? When it comes to Overtown in Miami, Florida, this was a very self-sufficient Black business district and community in Miami. It was also the answer to our FBA family and other riders who were dealing with Jim Crow in that particular area. Now, Overtown, originally known as Colored Town, emerged in the late 1800s. Black workers, especially those building the railroads, hotels, and infrastructure there, settled in Overtown, and they form a tight-knit community that pretty much some call the Harlem of the South at time. Over time, Overtown thrived as the city's cultural and commercial heartbeat. Its streets were lined with Black-owned businesses like grocery stores, laundries, barbershops, lawyer offices, dental offices, hotels, nightclubs, pharmacies, and more. The district was also home to Dana Albert Dorsey, Miami's first Black millionaire, who established the first Black-owned bank in the area. The nightclubs and venues featured famous Black artists at that time who are timeless now, like Miss Ella Fitzgerald, Miss Billie Holiday, and more. You see, them not being able to perform in white establishments, or Black folks not being able to go into white establishments, allow them to thrive there in the area. So it was actually a blessing in disguise. You see, for every door that some thought that integration opened for everybody, the door was closed, literally, on Black business districts around the country and Black communities. Overtown's prosperity would be destroyed in the late 1960s when Miami's quote-unquote urban progress destroyed the area. Also, with the construction of I-95 and I-395 and State Road, it went straight through the center of the area, displacing more than 12,000 Black families and homes. It also destroyed their generational wealth. Many are not aware of this area. Many are also not aware they drive on top of parts of it. But it existed. Overtown, everybody.